Even in our gleaming cities, there are cries for help.
I can't imagine that I was out in the street doing drugs and all kinds of things at 11.
I was a young mom, 2 kids at the time. I was a person who was using drugs.
I had been in jail. I didn't even have my children.
I just got caught up with the wrong crowd and didn't know how to get out.
For desperate voices, this is a door to hope, and inside is a lifesaver. Martha Ryan, founder of San Francisco's Homeless Prenatal Program. Her decision 24 years ago to help homeless pregnant women has grown into a national example of how to rebuild entire lives.
The gift is I listen.
For Martha, caring about newborns is nothing new. She grew up with 10 younger siblings.
I have a very dear friend who I grew up with from the 4th grade, and she said she loved playing at our house because we never played with dolls, we played with babies.
Then her father's business failed, and the family moved from San Mateo to Japan. Despite being poor themselves, they gave back. At school, Martha knitted scarves for the poor, played Santa Claus at the orphanage.
But knowing that we were poor, and knowing that people gave us clothes and people helped us when we were in need, I think that has something to do with why I do what I do.
After graduating from the University of San Francisco, Martha joined the Peace Corps, teaching English in Ethiopia. But when her 2 years were up,
I wanted to give something more, so that's why I decided to become a nurse.
So she returned to the Bay Area and became a nurse, then a nurse practitioner, and then got her master's. After each step returning to Africa, managing refugee clinics, or training local women to be caregivers. On both continents, she earned a reputation for going the extra mile for her patients. Her longtime mentor, Ambassador Eric Gooseby, is now at UCSF after a stint as U.S. Global AIDS Coordinator. He recalls the time their patient had a medical crisis and Martha called an ambulance.
And because the ambulance was tied up, put her in her own car and drove her to the emergency room. That kind of no drama is very much Martha.
But the health crisis that changed Martha's life was not in Africa, but San Francisco. The exploding number of homeless pregnant women.
And I talk about this terrible problem, but it all seemed to fall on deaf ears. And I said, oh, I can't volunteer for the rest of my life. So I thought, well, I'll take a grant writing class.
She got the grant, and the Homeless Prenatal Program was born. But it was soon obvious that going forward, healthy babies would need healthy moms. So Homeless Prenatal began providing clothing, classes, help with housing, domestic violence, substance abuse, and jobs. Does it work? Well, meet those voices from the start of this story.
My name is Carla Roberts, and I am the program manager for our child welfare services.
My name is Guadalupe Taylor, and I'm a family case manager.
Now I'm finally about 15 months away from my master's in social work.
And Friday is my graduation, and I am going to be the valedictorian.
The success model that I had in mind was similar to the work that I had done in Africa, where we trained women in the camps, and it elevated them.
She's always open to listening to our ideas because we understand what the population of families we deal with needs, because we needed that.
Today, fully half of Homeless Prenatal's staff are former clients. They serve 3,500 people a year, help 450 families get permanent housing. 90% of trainees get meaningful jobs in 30 days. 90% of client babies are born healthy.
I would rank it up in the top 10% of programs on the planet.
Yes, Martha has astonishing dedication. Just ask her husband, Dan.
I met him at a holiday party, and our first date, he helped me write a grant.
She proved that fixing lives takes an investment, but look at the returns.
I asked Martha already, could she be my mentor? I'm hoping to open up a home myself for families.
The little girl from San Mateo found her calling just 20 miles away. But for Martha, that journey took 30 years, through 5 universities and 3 continents. It's called Following Your Heart.